This is my time, this is my life, and I'ma do what I do, trying to maintain.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching and thanks for coming back to the Boys Entertainment channel. So, today is a very exciting day because our results are in. As you guys know, in our last video that we put up on YouTube, we did a 23andMe. So, the results are in, guys. And I can't even begin to explain how surprised I am. This is also something that is going to help me to understand a little more about myself, because there are some things that I was told when I was a young girl that I found out that just possibly may not even be true. So, you know, it's just doing this test is kind of like an eye-opener. It helps me to know a little bit more about me, a little bit more where I'm from, and maybe possibly where my father was from, because I was adopted. I was put into the system when I was about like 2 years old. So I never met my father. I don't know anything about him, don't know what he looks like, nothing. I've only known things that have been apparently, you know, supposedly told to me by my mom when I did see her a couple of years later. So, you know, some of the things that she told me, I'm just gonna say they just may not even be true. So just so you guys know, so that you can understand what I'm even speaking of, I'm gonna show you guys the results today. So starting with myself, we're gonna get to it. So I am Puerto Rican. My mom is Puerto Rican, and I have been told that my father may have been Dominican. So all my life I've been like, yeah, Puerto Rican and Dominican, blah, 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 whatever. And yeah.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop you fucking lying.
It's not true.
So let's get to the first aspect of it. I did find out where my family may have been specifically based out of Puerto Rico, which is what is this? Ponce, Puerto Rico, Ponce or whatever, Puerto Rico. And I found out that my DNA is also based out of Havana, Cuba, which makes me Puerto Rican and Cuban. What? Who the hell would have thought? Like, I would have never thought that I'm actually Puerto Rican and Cuban, which kind of helps me to understand where my father may actually be from, because I know that the Cuban side of me does not come from my mom. I know that she is 100% Puerto Rican. So to find out that I am half Puerto Rican and half Cuban, that is very shocking to me, because that means that my father, possibly he was Cuban. I don't know anything about him, but at least that helps me to understand one thing about him. So let me go ahead and get to the breakdown of me. So starting with, I am 52% European, which explains, because if you go through the breakdown and ancestry of Puerto Ricans, we are many different things. We are everything. We're like a mutt. What are you looking at?
I was going deeper into the thing.
Oh, on yours? Yeah. We're gonna get to his, because his is even more shocking. His is better than mine's, okay? But yeah, so Puerto Ricans, we're kind of broken down into many different places. And so basically part of my DNA is 52% European. Southern European is 50.5%. Spanish and Portugal is 49.5%, which explains, I mean, the Spanish and Portugal, that's a given. So I also have Sub-Saharan African, 30.2%. West African is 21.2%. So as you can see, there's like 7%, 4%, 2%, and that goes into Nigerian. You have the Ghanaian, Liberian, and Syrian. I also did some research on these different areas to see more of like where my ancestors are from or what they look like and things like that. So you also have Angolan, Congolese.
Mm-hmm.
All of this is very interesting to me because these are things that I never would have known were part of my DNA. What makes me a person?
Look, you got the hunter-gatherer.
The hunter-gatherer.
Yep, African hunter-gatherers.
Ah, that one is 0.9%.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. Okay, the next one is, let's go into the next percentage, which is East Asian and Indigenous American.
Indigenous American meaning Native American.
That would explain my flawless hair.
That's what makes up a Puerto Rican generally is European, well, Spaniard, African, and Taino, which is natives that was in Puerto Rico before they got colonized.
Yes, 100%. And so my Indigenous American percentage is 13.1%. Next, we're going into Western Asian and North African. That is a very small percentage, but if you combine that with the other African aspect of me, that would make it in total 32%, because I also have North African in me, which is 2.5%. Yeah.
The rest is like
the rest of under the West Asian and North African, you have the Arab, Egyptian. That one is like 0.3%. So it's like they've probably found somebody deep down the lines in my DNA that shares that DNA basically. But I think it's really cool because one of the biggest things that's important to me is knowing where I am really from, because I'm getting older and I want to have kids, and one day I want to be able to tell my kids like, hey, you know, this is where I'm from, even though I may not know both parents, like I know my mom, but I don't know my dad, never met him, don't really care to, honestly, but at least it gives me a broad aspect of where he is from. So with that said, I'm happy to know now that I am actually Puerto Rican and Cuban. I'm happy to know that this is what makes up 100% Jasmine. So,
100% Jasmine.
So, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get onto my husband's.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a phone call thing up there. Okay, so anyways, we're going to get onto my husband's DNA, and y'all. I'm gonna close my computer because I don't think you really need my computer up for this one.
All right.
So
the black man himself. 73.8% Sub-Saharan African, 63.3% West African. That falls under Ghanaian, Liberian, Sierra Leonean. That's 29%. Nigerian, 18%.
He's Nigerian. That's a large percentage. Nigerian.
Senegamian.
You black.
That's 5.8%. Broadly West African is 10%. So they don't know specifically, but it's broadly West African.
Yeah.
Congolese and Southern East African. So that's the east side of Africa. That's 10%. Angolan and Congolese is 8.2%. Broadly Congolese and Southern East African, 1.8%.
Okay, now
it's a lot of
that's a lot of African. That is 73% of his DNA. But now the next part of this is the surprising part. Are you guys ready for this?
It was surprising to me too.
Because somebody was lying. No, I'm playing. I don't know, but somebody don't know something, because this is crazy.
So 23.1%.
European.
Wow.
Yo, 23.1% European.
What? So it says Northwest European, and under that is British and Irish, 17.0%. British and Irish.
You 17%. Are British. So Northwest European, 22.1%, and British and Irish, 17%. That's a fairly large percentage.
Broadly Northwest European, 5.1%.
And then the other percentages are very, very small, like little to nothing.
So Southern European, that's 0.5%. Italian, 0.5%. Jewish, 0.2%. Wow.
I think mine's had like
Yeah.
point something percent Jewish too.
It was
Yeah.
like 0.1. Some shit.
Yeah, like 0.1 or something.
And then it's East Asian and Indigenous American. Same thing. Indigenous American means Native American.
That's Native American.
1.6% Native.
Mm-hmm. 1.6%. That means you basically barely even have any Native American in your blood. Yeah.
Chinese and Southeast Asian, 0.9%.
That's a lot. I don't know. That's probably why. Yeah, that's probably why he got the chinky eyes. That explains. It's that 0.9% Chinese.
Indonesian, Thai, Khmer is 0.6. I wonder why I like Muay Thai and I want to go to Thailand. And then broadly Chinese and Southeast Asian is 0.3%, and 0.6% is unassigned.
Yeah. So that is really surprising. Like, we have some questions to ask now. We gotta find out.
I don't know nothing about that.
We gotta find out who in your family is British or Irish. Like, that's interesting.
That was crazy.
I wish I could talk more to my father's side, or even know my father's side, to know more about the Cuban aspect or Cuban culture in my family. So of course, now that I know that I am Puerto Rican and Cuban, I'm definitely going to take my time to research more on my Cuban culture. And the other day he was making jokes talking about that's why you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so this is really surprising. I definitely feel that people should do this, and what we're going to do next is we're going to actually do the ancestry. Was it that ancestry?
The ancestry one. So we did the 23andMe one. We're going to do the ancestry one just to compare.
Yeah, so we're going to do the ancestry one so that we can compare it and get more in detail, because we want to see if there's anything that's going to change between the difference of the ancestry DNA and the 23andMe. But so far, I'm very happy with my results. I'm very happy to find out this information, and very surprised because my kid better not come out with some blue eyes because of your whole, 17% British.
I'm about to, hey, yo, check this out, man. I'm Nigerian and all types of African. I'm about to start buying dashikis and all that. It's over. It's over. I'm about to learn French.
Khalil about to start wearing dashikis everywhere.
French. I'm about to learn all types of languages out here. I'm about to learn all types of craziness.
Oh my God.
Put the blue hat on, my dashiki be like,
looking like you from Coming to America.
Exactly.
Oh God. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. This was a very big thing for us to share with you, and I'm just so happy about this. And quite honestly, like, I can't wait to do the ancestry one so that we can have something so that we can have something to compare it to. So thanks, guys. I hope y'all having a wonderful day. We do have 4 coupons for 30% off on the ancestry DNA, the 23andMe. We both got 2 coupons each for 30% off. So that's good for 4 people. So if you guys want to hit us up and get those coupons from us, definitely send us a message or write a comment under our video, and we're gonna pick somebody or pick winners or whoever we're gonna give the coupons to, and we're gonna send it to you guys so that you can have an opportunity to go and get your 23andMe done, because this is fun. This is a really good opportunity that we had, and I'm glad that we took it. So yeah, I'm Cuban, bro.
Wow.
And you're British.
Cheers, mate.
To say I got it, 'cause I got it, and you're looking at me like I got it, 'cause I got it, and I got it.